star system. They say race is a myth, but is it a fact that we come from different star systems depending on how we look?
Yes. Um, yes, absolutely. Because one thing people got to understand that if you have African blood, your ancestors was created on the fourth dimension. You are not a third dimensional entity.
Okay.
We got to understand that, right?
Mhm.
And extraterrestrials, they don't exist in the third dimension. That's why you never saw them for a long time. They don't exist here.
Mhm.
They only exist now. They do have some in the inner Earth. The inner Earth is real. They do have some in the inner Earth, but the extraterrestrials are fourth dimensional entities, and they come here by way of light ships. When you see a metal ship flying around, that's the government for sure.
Mhm.
Well, light ships are fourth dimensional objects because light can travel through any dimension, right? I'm just telling y'all what they told me. Light can travel through any dimension. So they come here in light ships, fourth dimensional light ships. So um oh, okay, I'm trying to think about what the question was asking. So when it comes to the different races, yes, race, it is an illusion. We focus too much on race because, and I'm gonna break this down too. This is something I learned too. All extraterrestrials are futuristic entities. They are not present. All
What?
extraterrestrials come from the future.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Wait. All extraterrestrials come from the
All
future.
extraterrestrials come from the future.
Mm.
This is a new timeline, brother,
Why? Why?
because this is a hologram.
Because it's a hologram. Okay.
This
Makes
is
sense.
not real.
Yes.
This is where they come and play the game with us.
Woo.
We gotta get out of the game. I tell people all the time, you living in a game, don't stop taking it so serious. Be like a child, be spiritual, and get out of here. Your third dimensional body ain't real and it don't belong to you. It's the property of the Anunnaki.
Shit.
Those are the big dogs. And yes, you
Nah,
have
nah.
other extraterrestrial DNA in your body, but at the same time, these entities, you can't mess with the OGs. If the Anunnaki say this is what they want, this is what they want. You can't. You know you gonna do about it. You
That
know what I'm
make me
saying?
that, no, 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 brother, Yosef. That make me sound like a slave, dude. How can I do it? How can I
Because
live like
I'm
that?
gonna tell you this, brother. Let me break this down to you. There is no such thing as your physical body. You are not real.
Yes.
Your soul is what's real.
Yes.
They make us in the third dimension focus on our body. So my real name is Joseph.
Mhm.
So Joseph ain't a real person. He's an illusion. I'm
Yes.
just a soul. You can call me an extraterrestrial. You can call me a deity. You can call me an angel. I'm a soul that I come from one of them star families, and I'm having an experience as a human being.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, so my
Okay.
soul is what's real. My physical body is an experiment. It's just
Mhm.
the truth.
Mhm.
It's an extraterrestrial experiment. That's why they feel like they can do what they want to do to you because your body is not your own. Now, does that mean that you don't supposed to be responsible for it? No. If you win it, take care of it. But understand you renting it because if it was yours, you could take it with you when you die. So we got to think about that. Your job is to leave generational wealth for your family, be spiritual, and get off this planet.
Mhm.
That's all we supposed to be doing. So the extraterrestrials come from the future. You are a child of your own grandchildren
Mm.
because the Anunnaki is nobody but us. I've been saying this since 2018. I did a video about this in 2018. The Anunnaki is nothing but us from the future.
Think I
So,
heard you
so,
say that.
so, so we are there. Our grandchildren created us in so many words. Now the question is why? Because they messed up and they had to redo it over. That's why we here. And they take in the gold because the gold raises your frequency and it repairs DNA. So they eat gold, but they also use it for their ships and stuff like that. They use it for technology.
Yeah.
That's the big thing with the gold. So I hope that answered the question. I kind of went off on different things there.
No, you went off where we needed to go.
Okay, okay.
Somebody said this that Hemet talk. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is
I'm honored.
definitely,
I'm honored to be even
yeah,
compared, you know.
yeah. This is definitely that. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely that Hemet talk. I'm trying to look at questions and trying to absorb the information this brother spin at the same time, and it's a little hard because
Okay.
I'm definitely interested in what the brother's
But
saying.
yeah,
This is
brother, I get down on the extraterrestrial talk. And if you watch my channel, I never talk about UFOs or
yeah.
extraterrestrials like that. I did maybe two videos on it. That's because, it's gonna be a time for that.
Mhm. So with the original question I asked, do you think what we call the majority of my audience are melanated beings, and they are because of our particular experience in our particular movie in this time realm, we are heavily interested in where we come from because we've been lied to so much. So
Right.
are we definitely from the Sirius? Do we come from the Palladian star system, the Sirius star system, the Andromeda star system? Like, is there a particular star system? Because we want to know, why the fuck am I experiencing what I'm experiencing? Do we all come from the same star system, the Sirius star system?
That's a good question, brother. Some of us do. But at the same time, if you understand the constellations, excuse me, the star systems, there's melanated entities in all of them.
Okay.
All of them have melanated entities. Some of them have
Okay.
cone heads. Some of them look like us. Some
Uh-huh.
of them look like the Anunnaki. Some of them are like the Dogons have a whole nother story than other people who deal with other types of science about where they came from, right? Because even when you deal with the Mayans, right, and their pyramids point at the Draco star system, dealing with the Draco star system, we know the Mayans didn't build them pyramids. Who built
Okay.
those pyramids? The Short Twa Olmecs, who was the Martians, right? Who was the Martians? And do they look like the Dogon people? They look a little bit different. That's a whole other group of melanated entities right there. So what I'm trying to say is that when we talk about us as a people, there's so many varieties and different variations. Like prime example, when Enki created humans, you had Enlil, who had a lot to do with creating a certain aspect of humans too. So to this day, Enki only want to deal with black people. He don't want to deal with no other race on the planet. But at the same time, he had a renegade group that broke away, and they the ones that's keeping us down. So it's Enki's own people that's keeping us down. Because if we ever let these people get powerful again, like they once was when they was in Lemuria and Atlantis, we're gonna have a problem. Because we're special because we are the only group in the whole cosmos that have this many types of extraterrestrial DNA inside of our body. Everybody want to see. Everybody want to see what we're gonna become.
Say it again. We have the most
We
extraterrestrial
have the
group
most different groups of extraterrestrials in our DNA than any other group in the universe.
in the
In
universe.
the universe,
No, 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 no.
absolutely, absolutely,
Oh, say that
absolutely.
shit
I broke
again.
that down on my
In the
Patreon.
no, we're not talking about this
Yes,
world.
the
We're talking about in
universe,
the universe.
in the
Mars,
universe,
Pluto, Jupiter,
absolutely,
Saturn,
absolutely, absolutely.
all these
Because
planets
yes,
in the universe.
yes, in the universe, and I'm
Why
gonna tell
that's
you why,
special? Why
brother.
that's special? Why that's
Because
special?
you got to understand real quick is that when the Anunnaki came here to create us, there was already a certain hominoid that was here.
Yeah.
They took that hominoid that other extraterrestrial groups was already playing with, and they said, "Yeah, man, this mine right here." When they like, "Yo, that belonged to me." Well, it's mine now. You know, you're gonna do about it. And
Yeah.
they took that and inserted they DNA into that and created humans. That's how that happened. So we are a mixture of the Galactic Council, which has 24 elders. That's 24 different genes right there.
Yes.
And then you got other extraterrestrial groups that was already here before the Galactic Council came that had hominoids walking around. You see what I'm saying? So yes, there's other groups out there, but they're pure. The Pleiadians are the Pleiadians. The Octurians are the Octurians, right? The Insectillions are the Insectillions. And they do have different things going on different planets, right? But we are unique because there's so many people invested in this business down here. I hate to look at us like that, but we're an investment.
It's a business.
Everybody wants to say, what are these people going to become?
So everybody's watching. They're curious about what we're going to become.
Absolutely. And also, they also purposely gave us an adversary.
The white man.
Not even, man, listen, bro. I'm going to tell you something, man. You'll be surprised who's behind all this. Yes, it's reptilians, but it's also the Anunnaki, brother. Our own people who created us is behind it because, like I keep saying, there's a renegade group that broke away from ENKI.
Yeah.
That renegade group is some of them that look just like us. They Anunnakis. They don't like you because they hate what ENKI created. And ENKI is, that's a whole other story. I don't want to get off the thing, but a lot of things, but Enki wasn't even supposed to create us like that. But that's a whole nother story. Enlil had a problem. I mean, his father, Anu had a problem with that. But that's a whole nother story. But so there's a lot of mess going on, bro. But being that Enki's the head honcho, he said, yo, let them stay there. Let's give these people an adversary. Because at one time we was all powerful, bro. And they shut our DNA down. We were standing up to our own parents and say, yo, we're going to do what we want to do. They said, no, we're going to shut off y'all DNA. So when you hear the Bible say we broke up the languages, they shut off the DNA because your language is connected to your DNA. So when they shut that down, now man is back on a lower state. Let's see what he's going to do now. And let's give him an adversary and he'll grow better in the way that we want him to grow.
Man, this is a powerful, powerful, powerful show, brother. We got over 1,300 people in the chat room. I want to thank everybody for watching, tuning in, listening. Oh, this is powerful. We about to approach the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, 2 hours. Wow.
Yeah, that fast, right? Yeah. 2-hour mark. I appreciate it. I'm looking at the chat right now. Okay, yeah, I see all the compliments. Family, like I said, make sure your support. Brother Yosef, what is you got a Cash App, brother?
Yes, it's $ capital BRO, capital Y, lowercase OSEF, bro Yosef.
Bro
Yosef. Bro Yosef.
$ bro Yosef. And as on the screen, you see $ Black Magic 363. Family, I watch these other channels all day. I see the support. It absolutely astounds me that the esoteric community doesn't support the way the other platforms support. So I appreciate the compliments, but I will definitely appreciate support even more. A different kind of a support, the support that other channels get. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do when somebody helps me and they're able to help my life. I support in ways that I know that could benefit them. So yeah, I want y'all to like I'm the plug, and this is some special shit that I'm presenting to y'all. I'm not humble about. I'm confident in what I do, brother Yosef. This show tonight, y'all. Y'all know this was top tier shit. This was God tier shit tonight. So yeah, show support, man. I'm talking about even if it's $1, $2, $3. Show some. Let me know what I'm doing is right. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's with me or let brother Yosef call me and say, yo, them niggas support. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear that. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay, good. They appreciate the information. So with that being said, let me see if I get one. I'm gonna get one more question from the chat. But this is just such a good live, man.
No doubt. I could talk all night, brother.
Oh man. I get that feeling. I get that feeling.
You get me going. I'll open up about everything, bro. I always told myself I'm not gonna talk about the aliens.
That alien, that alien talk. No, that's the shit, right? I want to hear about that, brother.
Okay.
You're so scared of nigga. We so bent on. We so worried about surviving the police fucking us up. We can't think about nothing else. Nothing else. You talk about alien niggas is like, I don't want to hear about that. The police is on the corner. So for like you said, for Elijah Muhammad to have that talk back in the 60s, like, bro, that's amazing. That's absolutely
and let me say this too, brother. A lot of people, every time I drop science, a lot of people bring in like, hey, what about white folk? You know what I'm saying? And people ask me a lot, is there such thing as white extraterrestrials? And I tell them yes. And they say, well, how is that possible? I say, because they come from the future. They came from the future. So when you talking about the tall whites or these different other groups, and don't get it twisted, the Galactic Council do not look like the blonde hair, blue-eyed people that they put up there. That is not true at all. You know what I'm saying? Is there a group that looks like them? Absolutely. The Nordics, they definitely look like them. But this is so what we talking about here, fam, is a big video game we living in. And we just redoing it all over again because we messed up the first time. Your soul is playing a video game. That's all you doing.
Shit.
And we trying to win the game. Everybody trying to win a game. That's all we doing, family.
That's it. Let me so a brother wants to know, Dark Tan Superman wants to know any information on mushrooms for dimensional travel.
Okay, that's a good question. I don't really personally talk about that because I don't deal with mushrooms like that. But I get that question all the time. You know what I'm saying about mushrooms? People want to
Why
know.
you don't
But
deal with mushrooms? I just want to ask. Why you
I'll
don't?
be honest, I just never got into it. I don't want to say like it's bad because it's not. Mushrooms are good, right? But it's good. I believe in it like this. If you're gonna do mushrooms or even like ayahuasca or anything else like that, I would say that you got to be careful. You got to do it with somebody that know what they're doing, because you can open your energy up to something that's been waiting to get in. You can open a door. I know people don't want to hear it, but I've seen it happen. You can open a door and you don't know how to close it, and that door, all of a sudden, you got this extreme level. Listen, I used to work at a hospital years ago, and we had this white guy come in there one time. He wouldn't sleep, bro. This dude didn't sleep for like 5 days. He just wouldn't go to sleep, and they said that he was doing was it LSD, or he was taking some kind of, it was peyote. This dude was doing
Okay.
peyote.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he did peyote, and when he did it, bro, he opened the door. Now I got eyes to see, so I'm looking at this dude, and I could see like this big, will look like gray smoke coming out the back of his neck. I don't understand what that means to this day, but there was something open in this man where he couldn't close the door, bro. And it came to the point where they thought he died because they looked on the camera. He just passed out. His body just shut down. But as soon as he shut down, he just up for another 5 6 days. He can't sleep. So he stays up until his body shuts off, and it drives him crazy, bro. It was literally driving him nuts. So people got to be careful with that. I understand microdosing and people cool, but I would just say there's nothing wrong with mushrooms. Doing it in a safe environment with a shaman, because mushrooms are supposed to be done to look into your soul, so you can get healed. Right? A lot of these psychedelics, we dealing with psychedelics. The word psyche means soul. These things are supposed to heal your soul. So the shaman knows how to go in there and point to Mother Ayahuasca, or show you the spirits that's messing with you, show you yourself, whatever it is, and help you heal yourself through that. That's what that's supposed to be for, these psychedelics. But people do it for recreation today. And I understand why people are doing it, but I want to tell people you can learn how to go to the spirit world without doing those things. You don't really need them like that. But I got nothing against mushrooms.
Indeed. Man, like I said, man, what a powerful show. Wow. Oh, family. Let me see what's going on. We still got about 1,400 people in the chat. Family, I gotta end it now. We've been over here over 2 hours. I'm gonna end it. Yeah, I'm gonna go longer, but I'm gonna end it now. It's time to.
Next time.
Yeah, next time it's time to wrap it up. I probably had a brother Yosef on here in November. I think November will be a good time to have a brother on here again. Once a month, I think it'd be good to have this brother's energy resurface on his channel and teach us certain things. I'm getting the cash apps. Yeah, I appreciate the cash apps.
Me too. Thank you, family.
Yeah, and the brothers getting cash apps too.
Yep,
So I made an announcement. Listen, you gotta make sure we appreciate it at what we do.
Absolutely.
Also, make sure you go to blackmagicuniversity.com. We got the best courses to bring you into the new paradigm. There's a new world being formed, and you got to be ready for it. Don't get left in the old paradigm. Go to Black Magic University. I'm getting another shout out to Sinai. Yeah, Sinai. Yeah. So many wonderful people sending the donations. I appreciate it. Hey, before we get out of here, brother Yosef, man, I appreciate you and what you do.
Thank you, brother.
Once again, tell the people your contact information. I know you got an event coming up. Tell the people about that once again before we get out of here, brother.
Okay, so my contact information is you can hit me on email at New Life Tools, NULYFE tools @gmail.com. If you want a consultation, or if you need to ask a question. I still answer questions, believe it or not. But there'd be so many people, I try to get to when I can. I would tell people, don't even contact me on Instagram. But my Instagram is New Life Tools on Instagram. But my Instagram message is so full, don't even try to hit me.
What they are, what they aren't. When a person hear the word sigils, certain words come to mind. One of the main words is witchcraft, and people get real scared. So yeah. So let's talk about, just to start out with, brother, what exactly is a sigil, my brother?
To make it very simple for people to understand, because there's a broader perspective about what sigils are. To make it simple for people to understand, sigils are simply, on a basic form, different, pretty much a phrase. You will write the phrase in a futuristic context, I am going to do this, or I have this, and you will take out the vowels. Now, in some schools, they do teach to take the consonants out and keep the vowels. I have seen that, right? But you will usually take the vowels out, leave the consonants, and you will make a symbol out of the words, right? Now, what I want to explain here as we go forward is how sigils are more than just letters. And that's something people don't understand. You can make sigils from numbers, so you can set a code up in your mind, an awakening code or some type of code. So if you keep seeing 11, 11, 11, you can make a sigil out of it. You can make up a number in your own mind. That's going to be an activation code for yourself in your mind. So sigils, it goes so deep as far as what they could be. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want people to understand from a magician perspective, right? You got to understand what magic is before you even understand what how sigils work, because magic, family, is simply nothing but you taking something from the fourth dimension, right? What you can call the astral plane, the imaginary world, the dream world. It's got different names, right? You're simply taking something from the fourth dimension and you're pulling it to the physical earth. That's all magic is. So people put a lot of thought into when they put together, different herbs and spices, and you're doing your ancestral work. But if you don't have the mindset to know what you're doing, it may not work fully to your advantage. So the thing that people have to understand, family, is magic is simply you pulling something from the magical world where anything's possible, which is the imaginational world, the astral world, the fourth dimension. You're pulling that to the third dimension. And if your magic is good enough, you can do that. You can do that by way of the subconscious mind, or there are elements that you can use in the physical world that can pull the magic down, whatever you're trying to manifest, whether it be money, a love life, a new job, whatever you're trying to manifest. You're simply taking something from the fourth dimension and you're pulling it to the physical world, family. That's all you're doing. And as you do that, you start to see a magic work. You start to see a magic work. So that's pretty much what a sigil is. It is on a basic level. You're taking letters. That's what people know it as, and you're making a symbol out of those letters. But like I said, family, is a lot more advanced as you move forward with the sigils. A lot more advanced, family. As you go forward. So, to be honest with y'all, another powerful way to make sigils. First of all, I want people to read this book here. It's called this is a famous book. A lot of people have seen it. 9 do-it-yourself energy experiments that prove that your thoughts create your reality. Okay, E². Very powerful book, family. Very powerful book, just to get your mind on a basic level. I just recently shared this on my Patreon. But just to get your mind on a basic level, family, this is a good book you want to have. E², right? So you can understand why your thoughts create your reality. I'm not saying it's all explained there, but I definitely had a different way of thinking once I looked at that book, right? Now, some of the most powerful sigils that you can create, family, is going to be with runes, right? One of my favorite magical tools to work with. It's funny, when I put this information out, a lot of people didn't like that I put it out because this is nothing new information. This is old information, But when I started telling people to wear the helm of all, a lot of people got mad and said, "Brother Yosef, you getting European symbols and telling people to wear European symbols." And I had to tell them, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such thing as a European symbol. It just don't exist. You know what I'm saying? But different symbols like this is a great example of sigils, right? Sigils, because a sigil is also a symbol or a signal, right? And for those of you who don't know what the helm of all is, this is pretty much the helm of all, a very powerful protective symbol, very powerful protective symbol, and I recommend people get it for protection. Very powerful protective symbol, because you're dealing with the Etruscans, who are Black people in Europe. This is where all this science comes from. So people have it on the Norse people, but you gotta go further back and see where the science really comes from, which is the Etruscan information. So you can actually make very powerful sigils from runes, very powerful symbols, family. And I want y'all to understand that. So that's what runes are. That's what runes are on a basic level.
I'm glad you said that. Our people get so caught up in the race thing sometime, and I understand why, everything we've been through. But when you said there's no such thing as European symbols, like this shirt right here, this is a ball main shirt, but this ain't they said they took our shit. That's why we gravitate, whether it's Versace, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, all that. Man, they go to Africa, even Picasso. They go to Africa, look at our art, then they come emulate it, put it on the marketplace and sell it. But this is our shit. That's why we gravitate toward it. So I'm glad that you said that, my brother. Definitely glad that you said that. How important? Yeah.
I just wanted to say the Renaissance period is where everything was changed.
Yes.
During the Renaissance period. And that's what people gotta understand. So I just want to say that.
Indeed. How important? Let's talk about this word that we hear often that people may not know. Yeah, fam. We're gonna get into that in the Q&A. Somebody wrote McDonald's is a sigil, Taco Bell. Yeah, we're gonna get into the corporations and their symbols soon. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna have a good a long Q&A. I'm gonna let y'all ask a lot of questions because I know a lot of y'all curious about this. So we're gonna have a I'm gonna cut my questions short and then I'm gonna let y'all ask a lot of questions for the brother. What was I about to say? Okay, yeah. So we hear about this word called intention. They say what makes sigils work is the power. It has to be charged by one's intention. So that's the actual power behind the sigil, is the intention behind it. So we hear the word, we think we know what these words mean, but we don't know how to apply these words sometimes. So what exactly is intention, and how can we strengthen our intention if that's what it takes for magic to be so successful in this realm?
Absolutely. Great question, man. So your intention is pretty much what you know. To make it simple, because that's the way I like to teach. I like, instead of breaking down the depth, I like to make it really simple. So your intention is simply what you know is about to happen when you do the magic. If you, and this is the mistake a lot of people make, they just do magic with no intention, because you mix a few herbs together and say, oh, I see a bunch of smoke, it's supposed to work. No, your thought is everything. So your intention is the faith that you know that this is about to happen. That's the first mindset you have to have. And then depending on what type of ritual you're doing, you got to have the right type of energy. That goes into your intention too. Because energy goes where intention flows. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have the right intention. So I'm just going to say it. If you're trying to get somebody back for doing something to you, and your intention is, your intention should be harm. It should be to hurt somebody. You can't be, oh, I'm scared, I don't want to do nothing, I think I'm going to just make him lose his job. If you falter on your energy, it ain't gonna work. Same thing when you try to do something positive. You have to have the right mindset. You like, it's like Morpheus told Neo, don't think you are, know you are. So when you're doing magic, don't think that it's going to work. Know that it's going to work. Have the intention. And that's why I tell people, if you're doing, let's say, a moon ritual for the night, you got to charge your items. Put your intention into the bowl that you're going to use. Put your intention into the moon oil you're going to use. Put your intention into the moon stones you're going to use. Put your intention into all of the tools, and then do the magic. So it's a lot of steps people got to take before they actually do magic that they don't take. They just kind of do the magic and say, "Oh, I hope the gods," and when you the God you're looking for the whole time. You are the God. You don't know it. So intent is everything before you do magic, family. Intent is everything. Now you do have things that can help you pull things down a lot easier. But if you wanted to manifest like that, your intent is everything. Your intent is everything, family. You gotta have that, or it's gonna work out for you. It ain't gonna work out.
Well, what makes this game of life so interesting is that when you say intention, or when you say thoughts, or when somebody say emotions, we think of this invisible thing, right? But because we're cut off from the majority of the light spectrum. But if we could see it, we would see the fire, the electricity. Like if I'm looking at you, you know how like in Dragon Ball Z and they shoot the fireballs, like if I got intention and I'm looking at my phone, I'm literally charging this shit with particles, but I can't see it, so I don't think it's here. So it's a hell of a game on Earth. We got this power that we can't see, so we don't think it's there, so we don't tap into it. This shit is crazy. What a game. What a game. But it's there the whole time. We just can't see it. So yeah, it's powerful, brother. It's powerful.
That's a fact, brother.
Talk to me about in terms of like the spiritual tools. Like you into a lot of things. You do the dragon magic, the sigils, the mudras, all types of stuff. Where does sigils rank in terms of your spiritual tools? Like, is it in the top 3, top 5? Like, how important is this to you?
Okay, that's a good question, man. I use sigils in probably almost all my magic. When I really want to do magic, because I'm teaching my people now that the new magic is in your mind, the new altar, everything. Now, the truth is, it's always been there.
Yes.
But because that we're going to a higher vibration on this planet, to a more of a fourth dimensional frequency on this planet, and we're starting to interfacing with extraterrestrials. We're going to be interfacing with all these different energies on the planet. People start to see ghosts out the corner of their eyes, and all these, the frequency is changing on the planet. So people are starting to pick up more on, hey, I thought I saw grandma, I thought I saw grandpa. They picking up on energies. So the new thing you want to do is have your mind correct as you move forward. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the most powerful sigils that I do, and I teach this on my Patreon, is I use something called the Malachim script. Okay. I use something called the Malachim script.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the Malachim script it's pretty much old. It's pretty much these words are pretty much Hebrew letters. But the Malachim script, what you do is you transcribe the words into A, B, C, D, whatever you're trying to write out, and you write it out in this language, family. The Malachim script. Oh my God, yo, sigils. You create a sigil out of what you're trying to do, right? And to make it powerful, you write it in something called dragon's blood ink. So you want to go online and get you some dragon's blood ink. Okay? Dragon's blood ink is powerful because it can allow you to, it has powerful earth energy inside of it. Dragon's blood ink. Okay? Powerful earth energy. And when you write with this, it's pretty much a plant, right? But it has powerful earth energy. You write your sigils in dragon's blood ink. Now, this is the replacement for blood. The most powerful earth element you have is your blood. But I don't teach people a lot of blood magic because, you know, I run into a lot of youngins that could do some crazy stuff. And they say, Brother Yosef did it to me, told me to do it, you know. So I don't want nobody out there doing nothing crazy, right? So I tell people to use the dragon's blood ink, right? And it has powerful earth elemental energy into it that can help you pull your stuff from the astral plane. So you would simply write your sigil out in this Malachim script, right? Whatever you're trying to do it, write it in a future tense like you already have it. I have $10 million, right? You can even write, I'm so thankful that I have $10 million, right? Because we forget about gratitude. Gratitude is a very powerful force. I'm so thankful I have $10 million, right? And you can write it out in the Malachim script, write it in dragon's blood ink, and you burn that up. And it works better on the night of a full moon, but you burn it up on any night. But like I said, night of full moon is better. And watch what happens. Watch what happens when you write it in this script here, which is an angelic script. It's a very powerful, and we know angels are messengers. So I, from practicing different parts of the occult, I write a lot of my sigils, pretty much 95% of my sigils in this language right here, which is the Malachim script. And you guys can Google that. There's different versions of it, but it's pretty much the same. You guys can Google that and try it. Just try to write your sigils out in a Malachim script. Okay? With the dragon's blood ink on a night of a full moon, burn that up and see what manifests in your life. You'll be surprised, family. This is one of the tools I use, right? Now, there's different types of sigils because there's different languages on the planet. Okay? So I'm going to really rock y'all world with what I'm about to say next.
Come on, brother. Come on.
If y'all want to do some real Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy stuff on a next level, I'm gonna tell you what are also sigils, but nobody really perceives it like that, which are nothing but what you call what do you call these things?
Crop circles. Crop circles.
Crop circles. Yeah. Get you some crop circles, family. Right. Take the crop circle, put it under your pillow when you go to sleep, and watch your subconscious mind connect to this energy. Right. This is an energy symbol. This is a random one I pulled up. Right now, I done went on some incredible galactic trips. Forget the mushrooms, forget the peyote. Put this under your pillow. I double dog dare you. Put it under your pillow and watch what happens, family. Put one of these crop circles. If you want to go on another level, because this is already sigils right here. A sigil is a symbol or a signal, right? Once you create it, it sends off a signal to your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind already knows what it means before you even write it. It is the super mind, right? And when you put something like this on your pillow and you fall asleep, you will, man, listen, I don't experience some stuff that is wild. Now, if you're scared, don't do it. Now, if you really want to take it to the next level, print out the picture of Stonehenge. Most of y'all know what Stonehenge is, right? Go get a picture of Stonehenge, which is a vortex portal. If you're a real occultist and you're ready for it, get a picture of Stonehenge print it out, and stick it under your pillow when you go to sleep. Now, if it don't work the first night, keep it under for about a week. It'll work eventually.
Why you say Stonehenge though? What's up with that?
Stonehenge is a very powerful vortex that can take you to different dimensions. And it's different for everybody. It'll take you to what you need to see the most right now in your life. That's what it will do. So I don't know if I should say this, but I told one person to do it, and they went to hell. They seen all this horrible, evil, you know what I'm saying? And they was like, damn, brother Yosef, you messed me up. You know what I'm saying? I can't sleep no more. And I'm like, that's what you needed to see. Now, everybody else I ever told to do it, they was on spaceships. They was on other planets talking to people. And it's not just Stonehenge. I'm talking about even with regular sigils. So if is this your first time doing it, start with something simple. Go on Google, put in unexplained crop circles, print one out that called to you. It's calling to you for a reason. Print one out that calls to you and put it under your pillow when you go to sleep. And watch what happens with this type of sigil right here, or this signal that sends off a beacon in your consciousness and pulls you somewhere. So just try it, family. This is another version of a sigil that somebody else apparently wrote and stuck it here. But just do it and see what happens. Sigils can be that powerful. And it's all about the subconscious mind. That is the all. Because your subconscious mind is not here, it's in another dimension. And it can do everything, it knows everything. It is the all. It is the all, family. So I wanted to share that with the family too.
I just asked you about where the sigils rank in your spiritual tools that you use. Since you do a lot of traveling galactically in the astral realm and all that, where does intention rank in terms of technology? Because the other beings, other entities have technologies. We got the technology of intention. How important and powerful is that in comparison to what other entities and beings have across the universe?
That's a good question. So other beings, they have a higher consciousness. So their intent is already they can will things with their mind. There are some entities that don't even need to use technology. Their body is the technology, right? So the highest form of your intent is to have an already conscious mind. Like prime example, gratitude. Gratitude is an intent, right? When you start being grateful for things. But if you keep doing it, your subconscious mind will be programmed to be in gratitude state always. It raises your consciousness up. So if your consciousness is always gratitude, then you can pull to you whatever you want. You just have to have a strong enough consciousness. I put up a video on my Patreon the other day of a man, there's no lie, he's been known to do this, but he's a teacher in India, and he can literally generate he was literally giving his people in the audience objects out of his hand. He was doing something called materialization. And this teacher died now, but even in his old age, he'll shake his hand like this, and a gold necklace will pop up. He putting gold, everybody getting iced out in the thing. So this is something called materialization. This is something that's very real, and it's a form of enlightenment also, but a lot of teachers have achieved this already. So this is very powerful, family. And his intent was so powerful until he said, you know what? I think I'm gonna have a gold necklace in my hand, and it appeared. It appeared. So this is the intent that beings on a higher level have. Their consciousness is so powerful, they can will things into existence. Let's take like a fifth dimensional being that is immortal. It can will things into existence, and they don't need the technology as much as we need it down here. So that's the most that's the most powerful form of intent, is to have a higher consciousness. And if your consciousness is higher and more expanded, you can just manifest what you want. You know, that's the level I'm trying to get to. You know,
yeah, no, definitely. Shout out to everybody writing about gratitude. Yes, gratitude, man. No lie, family. I had about an hour straight of just appreciation and gratitude earlier. I was walking my son. I took him outside for his nap, and I was just thinking about everything I'm thankful for like a straight hour. That's the level of intent. The reason why I'm here on this show right now, the power of intention, man. So yeah, definitely powerful. We learn, we tapping in tonight, family. I feel charged. I feel very electric from this show, man. It's always a pleasure.
And let me say this, brother. Let me say this too. Giving thanks. Being grateful is the same thing as being grateful, giving thanks for things. And that's something that people know me. They know I do that every single day. If people follow me on Instagram, I'm not on Facebook that much. I just started reposting on Facebook, but Instagram, they know I do something every day where I give thanks to the deities. Not just the deities, I give thanks to the elementals. I'm grateful for the elementals. I give thanks to Mother Earth, the 5 elements, my animal spirit, everybody. Every single day of my life. And this is why I believe I'm so protected.
Mm.
Real talk, because I put my intent in being grateful. That's my goal every day. I wake up in the morning, I'm so grateful
Mm.
because I got the spirit still got a plan for me. You know, the higher forces got a plan for me. So I give thanks to the gods of this day for allowing me to be here. I give thanks to the elementals for the day. I give thanks to my ancestors. And this is something that people should practice. And shout out to everybody that likes the videos and do that when I do it. So I've been doing that for years. And anybody who follow me, they know that's the truth. I've been doing that. So I practice gratefulness. I teach my daughter, she's 6 years old. I teach her to be grateful. I'm telling y'all, this is the most powerful thing in the world.
You ain't lying. Your brother ain't lying, y'all. Don't sleep. The simple things is the things that work. Like just getting sun outside. You know, the simple things work wonders, family. Don't sleep.
Fact.
Don't sleep, family. Somebody asked, and this is one of the questions I had when I was thinking about questions to ask you. What's the difference between sigils and veves? Bobby Hemmett used to always talk about veves. So what's the and what is a veve for somebody who may not know?
Right. A veve is simply a voodoo symbol. It's a voodoo symbol. And I'm gonna tell you, it is a sigil. Somebody created that a long time ago. And like I said, y'all, sigils are signals, and that veve is a calling card for the spirits. So it's a spiritual sigil or symbol that is also a signal that is like a beacon to the spirits. So that's what a veve is. There's really no difference between them. That's a sigil as well. The New York Yankees symbol, hat, that's a sigil. You know what I'm saying? That's a sigil. So all these things are sigils. Everybody creates these sigils, which is nothing but a picture. When you look at, well, I don't want to go too far ahead because I know you said we're gonna cover that, but all the restaurants, all the coaches, they know it. The Arby's sign, if you take Arby's and you turn it sideways, it's a 13. Literally, it's a 1 and a 3. The McDonald's sign, 13. That's a magical number. So yeah, that's what the veve is.
Wow. Let me get to somebody to put a question in the super chat. So sometimes they be mad if I forget to ask it because they donated. So let me ask this question. I appreciate the donation, Namer World. She's asking, sometimes I would see a giant in my room that wears a hood over his head. Who is that? He would try and place his hand on my chest. It's scary. I see entities all the time, but this particular one has me shook.
So you're probably just dealing with an astral entity. This is something that's very important. I'm gonna do a video about this in the future. How many astral entities there are there we don't even talk about. And I'm not going to tell you it's a demon because everything is not a demon. A demon is not trying to scare you. Let's be clear on this. A demon is not trying to scare you outside your body. It is trying to get into your soul. Demon wants your soul. And I'm not saying that people who work with, because I've worked with demons in the past, and it's a certain way you do that. But if a demon is trying to attack you, is what I'm saying. It wants your soul, family. It doesn't want to scare you. It don't got time for that. Demons come for the prize. And if it gets to your soul, you become psychotic. So that's what it is. So what you're dealing with, family, is simply just an astral entity that is probably a vortex in your house of energy. You need to close that vortex so this entity can leave. And then sometimes, based on what we did in our past life, a lot of entities follow us and they torment us in a future life. So it all depends on, family, when it start happening to you. And I can help you a little bit deeper on that. But most likely you're dealing with an astral entity.
Indeed. Okay. I hope that answered your question, sister. All right. Let's get a few more questions because I told you I'm gonna get to some questions because I see ask some questions. Who created the sigils? Somebody wants to know who created the sigils.
That's a tough question to ask. Sigils has always been around.
Yeah,
they've always been around. So when humans start thinking about it, that's when they started. So there's no really one person. Now, of course, you're gonna have some people out there today who's gonna say, "I'm the first person to do a sigil," right? Even when you look at something like orgone energy, well, Wilhelm Reich, they'll say, "Oh, Wilhelm Reich invented orgone energy." That's not true. The Egyptians had orgone energy. This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? So people change the word on things, and you can't find the true meaning of it. But the truth is, sigils have been around since the beginning of time. As long as man can write, sigils has been around, family.
Indeed. You know what I want to ask? In terms of like when we say affirmation sometime to manifest things, sometimes we don't believe it. Like, so a person will say, "I am rich." They don't really believe that shit, but they saying it because they think it's working. Do you think sigils are more powerful than affirmations because the affirmations get blocked by the conscious mind? But since the sigils are symbols, it sneaks by the conscious mind and it goes to the subconscious because it deals with the world of symbology, the subconscious. So is that, do you think sigils is more powerful than affirmations?
That is an excellent question, brother, because it all depends, right?
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, if you just look at them today, sigils are more powerful, right? But if you don't know other languages and your conscious mind doesn't know Hebrew, and you do a affirmation in Hebrew, right? Your conscious mind doesn't really know what you're saying.
So it can't, okay.
So, right, but the subconscious mind does.
Yeah.
So this is something I tell people, I've been telling people this for years, say your affirmations in other languages. When you pray, you should pray in another language.
That's genius.
It really blocks the conscious mind from really understanding what you're trying to do, because it doesn't know that you know. So this is the thing. You don't know Hebrew, but you know how to say a prayer in Hebrew. So you can't speak the language, so the conscious mind doesn't know. But you can say this one prayer in Hebrew. You can say this one prayer in Arabic. And when you say these prayers, they can bypass the conscious mind and go right into the subconscious to manifest what you want.
That's so I love this show. I love this show. That's genius. That's genius.
Yeah, so it all depends on what level you're dealing with, family. When you're dealing with different languages, people who know me know I always tell people, pray and never pray in English. Pray in a different language. And if you do pray in English, say a mantra, which is a word of power. Say a mantra, Om Mani Padme Om, which means open the lotus flower, which connects to your chakras, right? You can say Om Mani Padme Om before the prayer. You pray in English and then say Om Mani Padme Om at the end of the prayer. You can shield your prayer like that. Because a lot of prayers don't reach our higher selves because they're in English, and the conscious mind blocks them because the ego comes in and says, that's not going to work. Nobody listen to you, you know. But if the ego don't even know what you're saying, say it in another language, family. Say it in another language.
My genius. Yo, family, play this back. Don't watch this one over and over again. This is one of those. My brother Al-Kibalon 44, he's one of the speakers I have on the show. This is actually another one of the questions I had to ask you later on, the sacred geometry aspect of sigils. And what I added to that question was that they look like angles, or as we call angels. So talk to us about the sacred geometry aspect of sigils.
So once again, sacred geometry. You know what I'm saying? This is another version of sacred geometry aspects of sigil. It's funny because sacred geometry in itself is sigils themselves. So the whole goal when you're trying to deal with sacred geometry and you're trying to create a sigil, the truth is you're trying to create a plasma charge. You're trying to create this plasma charge to use this sacred geometry, because when you get into sacred geometry, it all comes down to plasma. What type of plasma are you trying to create, right? And so when you do a sacred geometry, your aura should be affected by it. Your energy should be affected by it. It is the most powerful. Matter of fact, when I was I'm gonna go ahead and say it. When I was down in the lecture in Houston, this is one of the books I actually did a lecture on, which is biogeometry signatures. And I was teaching people how to get into this biogeometry and get into the science where they're using biogeometry to actually heal your body. So the geometry has a big play in sigil. This is another version. This doesn't look like regular geometry.
No.
And that's another beautiful thing about geometry. It comes in all different shapes and forms.
I got to cut you off because this is important. Where did you get that book from?
Amazon.
You know, I used to talk to, I see those images when I'm in the sun, like I see it all the time. Yeah. Some people said something wrong. Bobby Hemmett told me that it was sigils and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say. Shout out to brother Bob. Bobby Hemmett helped me out a lot with a lot of things. But I used to talk to him on the phone like, yo, Bobby, whenever it's the sun outside, I can see it, like just like that. So talk to me. Talk to me about that. Have you what's up with that?
Oh, this is very powerful. This is science I gave out in the Houston lecture that we did last year, and man, this is powerful because once again we're dealing with sacred geometry. It's sacred for a reason because we see it in one way, but it's so many. So we talked about getting a plasma charge from this. Gives you that plasma charge, which affects your aura, right? Because the aura is nothing but cold plasma. So when you're dealing with this, you're dealing with cold plasma charges that are healing your body. And we know that, like shout out to the brother, and man, he dropped that science. I was gonna drop that science soon too, brother Hank. I never met him before at Rising Sun. He dropped that violet ray, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I said, man, I gotta give him credit. He dropping the science because a lot of people don't know about that. I follow a guy, I've been following him for years and learning from him named Dan Winter. If y'all want to know about
I heard of him.
Sacred geometry.
Yeah.
On a deeper level, y'all need to deal with Dan Winter, right? Dan Winter. And he taught me a lot about vortexes and you know, I don't study on him personally, but I've studied a lot of his books, his information. I watch his videos pretty much every week. And he talks about geometry. So when it comes to sacred geometry, he's the man, right? So through my studies, I came across biogeometry, which gives you that plasma charge that's connected to your organs, whatever, that helps your aura heal your body. So this is a good, I actually gave this book out 2 years ago in a video called Books Every Magician Should Have in a Library. Very powerful. And he has another book called Back to the Future for Mankind, which goes into biogeometry. Talking about how this is the technology of the future for healing. So that's what it is, family. Y'all need to get into this science because there's different versions of sacred geometry. And this is another version of it. Very powerful.
I'm getting that tonight. I'm getting that. When I say I see it, family, it's like translucent. I hope I'm saying the right word. Translucent. It was like it's like clear, but it's clear, squiggly lines.
You're dealing with life force.
Yeah,
you picking up on that life force energy in the sky,
all around.
In your body. It's also in your body, man.
Yo, it's all around, bro. Like literally all around. Like what we call empty space is filled with that.
Just like sacred geometry. When you look at a flower, a sunflower, all these different plants that have the sacred geometry inside of them. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Same thing, family.
You know what I heard? Let me ask you if you heard this or if you know anything about this. Somebody, I think of what's the brother's name? I can't think of the brother's name. Forgot the brother's name. He said he got the family, help me out. The brother who I think his YouTube site is Hidden University. He had a documentary back in the day. If y'all know his name, because I want to give him his respect. I do want to get him on the show in the future. So shout out to that brother. If you know Hidden University, what's the brother's name? Hidden University. Let me know. But anyway, I think the brother said, I heard him say before that the Mercedes-Benz symbol used to be the symbol of Sirius. Have you ever heard that before? The Mercedes-Benz, the Mercedes-Benz symbol?
Yeah, absolutely. I have not heard that, but I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised.
Yeah.
I know how they play with stuff like that.
Yeah. Nah, it wasn't Rashad Jamal, not Seven Bomar. Nah, it's somebody Nazir Ra. Yeah, the brother, Nazir Ra. Shout out to the brother Nazir Ra. I think I heard that brother. Yeah, Nazir Ra. Yes, definitely. Let's see. Wow. What is a talisman? For those who want to know, because when we watch these shows like The Magicians, you hear witchcraft, sigils, talisman, and there's several other certain words that they repeat over and over again. So what's a talisman?
So a talisman is something that pretty much you can wear to bring you good luck, or you can program it to protect you from harm. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on how you program it, but a talisman is simply something you can wear that can bring you good luck, or it can protect you from harm. That's pretty much what a talisman is. And there's different types of talismans. A rabbit's foot is a talisman. And everybody know about that. That's old school.
You said a rabbit's foot?
A rabbit's foot.
Wow.
Yes. A rabbit's foot, family. So yes, that's what a talisman is. It's pretty much something you can wear, and there's different forms of it that you can wear to protect you or bring you good luck. Now, some people say that it can only be used to bring good luck or to protect, but anything can be programmed to do a certain thing.
Indeed. Do you think we should all come up with our own individual sigils, or is it all right to use somebody else's sigil?
Yes, you should come up with a sigil. Everybody should have their own sigil that they use for a lot of things. Yes, you should come up with your own sigil. And if you do sigils, there's no way you're not going to come up with your own. So we should definitely have our own sigils to do whatever we want, because it's all about programming the subconscious mind, the supermind, the subconscious mind. We got to program that to bring what you want. And that's really all it's about. It's because the new magic, family, is not about sprinkling, and creating an altar. Everything is about to be in here. So you need to raise your consciousness up and really believe in what you want to do in life, and it's going to start manifesting for you. I promise you, because that's how it is in the fourth dimension. When you go to sleep at night and you actually astral travel, when you want to be somewhere, you think about it and you be there in your dream. If you want to walk on water, you just think about it. If your consciousness is high enough, once again, consciousness, then you'll wake up in your dreams. You could fly, you could walk on water and all that. Everybody experienced that at least once, where they wake up in their dream. They're like, oh my God, it's so real. Now that you know it's real, you can do whatever you want. That's all it's about. It's consciousness, family. So when you start raising your consciousness, that's what it comes down to. It's all about the subconscious mind, family.
Okay. You know, yeah, I knew your energy was powerful when I seen you on YouTube, because something kept telling me, yo, you gotta, Rich, call that brother. You gotta get in contact with the brother. You got, like, my spirit kept telling me, yo, you gotta reach out to this brother. And I remember I hit you up, and I think I left a message, that an email or something that you never got, and I kept trying. But you know, usually people try to get at me to be on the show, but with you, I'm like, yo, I gotta get this brother on the show. My spirit made sure I got you on the show, so I'm happy, man. It's just great energy, my brother. Let's you know, one thing Bobby said is he said graffiti. He was talking about graffiti, and he was like, that's the sigils of the new gods. He was like, you know, the old gods had their symbols. The new gods, what's coming out of our subconscious, happens to look like graffiti and stuff like that. So a lot of the things that they tell us is ignorant about us is highly spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Like graffiti. So could you touch on that?
Absolutely. Well, you're dealing with the 5 elements once again of hip hop, and that really connects to the 5 elements of nature. You know what I'm saying? I love to listen to KRS-One. He be breaking that down so smoothly. If y'all never listen to KRS-One, this man is a genius. The way he talks, you know what I'm saying? The way he thinks, and the way he breaks down hip hop in a metaphysical way is so. I don't know if he still got a church or not. I think he got a church or something, don't he? He got like the hip hop church or something like that. Yeah, but it's very powerful. So yeah, I do believe that graffiti is an aspect of that. That energy. And I do believe that the graffiti, not just the graffiti, the DJing, the breakdancing, which is nothing but mudras, right? You go the breakdancing and you moving your body, you're popping, locking, and you unlocking all this energy in your body. And if you took pictures of people, you will see them doing what they call full body mudras, and they do full body mudras in yoga. So you'll literally see this, you know. And there used to be this one dancing thing called crunk, or something.
I remember.
And man, I'm telling you, these kids, you could feel the energy through the screen. These kids used to be dancing, and then they was lining it up with the ancestors from hundreds of years ago, doing the dances and yeah. So I believed with all my heart that form of dance was blocked. I always think that because it was too powerful to the point where these kids would catch the Holy Ghost. Yeah, they would have these things where they would break out and have a Kundalini burst. Yeah, I don't know if y'all seen that. It's so powerful. If y'all gonna watch the crumping thing, man, they will have a breakdown. Well, you live in New York, so you probably seen it with your own eyes, man. But these kids will start crying and have a Kundalini explosion, like they call it the Holy Ghost or something, and they will have these, what you call it, a breakthrough.
Yeah, they would dance. They would purposely throw their shoulder out of place and then pop it back in. Like they do some weird, they do some weird shit, man. Like
and if you don't got if you don't got soul energy, you can't do it.
Yeah, no.
You can't do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I realized. It ain't for everybody. And when these kids is doing it without even nobody teaching it to them, it was something that came from the inside. Definitely. And when I saw them having them Kundalini bursts, I said, "Oh, this is powerful, man."
Family, don't never let somebody tell you something that came from the inside of you is ignorant. They just don't understand it. They've been telling us that forever. Everything came from the inside of us. They don't understand. They can't tap into. They tell us it's, oh, that sweater's ugly. Meanwhile, they really want that sweater, but they're gonna tell you it's ugly to throw you off your game. Don't force it, family. Let's get to some questions right now. Oh, first of all, before we get to the Q&A, thank you for everybody sending a super chat. I appreciate it. I'm gonna get to your questions right now. I want to take this time to tell everybody, make sure you hit the like button. That's very important for the algorithm of this channel, and especially for this level of information, for us to make information like this more accessible to our community. Hitting the like button helps make it more visible, family. So if I got 1,700 people in the chat, I should have 1,700 likes. Even if you a troll, I'm entertaining you. I'm really educating you, but you calling it entertainment, so you should still hit the like button. So hit the like button, family. Make sure you do that. Tell them, make sure you support the Cash App, family. Hit up the Cash App. Support those who support you, bring you this level of information. Make sure you support this channel. And brother Yosef, I want you to tell the family where you're going to be at again. I know you're going to be in Atlanta in June.
I don't know exactly where we're gonna be at yet, but the it's coming out the 6th of June 2022. We're gonna be in Atlanta. Information still coming out, so I'm not sure of the hotel, but it's gonna be an event done by Mental Alchemy. brother Dreamwise and his woman, sister D-Ray. They're going to be running this event, and this is my second time coming to. We had a beautiful time in Houston. This one going to be in Atlanta, and we're going to have a good time. Technology of the Gods, man. That's what it's called.
Indeed, indeed. What's your Cash App, brother Yosef?
$ bro Yosef. $ bro Yosef. I appreciate y'all.
$ bro Yosef. Hold up. Give me a second, family. Bro. All right. Yeah, we got to make sure. BROYOSEF, right?
Yeah, SCF. And let me say this too. You're gonna have brother Wilco Prue there, sister Contra Queen, sister Mook, and brother Travis Magus. They all gonna be in the house on that event too. So shout out to everybody.
Indeed, indeed. All right, family. So let's get to some. Now that we got that aspect of the show out the way, let's get to some Q&A. All right, let's see what's going on with the questions out here. When we was talking, I noticed a lot of questions. Let's see. Please ask him how to tap to nature forces to protect yourself.
It's a lot of ways to tap into nature. If you talk about something that's using an herb to protect yourself, I don't understand what you fully mean by that question, family. I know what it means to tap into nature, but there's many ways to do it. So if you're asking like what herbs should I use to protect myself, what part of nature energy should I use to protect myself, you could be a little bit more specific with that question, family, and I could definitely answer it for you. So yeah, a little bit more specific, family. I'm not sure how to answer that one.
Bisa wants to know, has brother Yosef spoke on setting up estates and being sovereign?
Oh yeah, I spoke about that a lot. I try not to speak about it a lot. I try not to get into the political but yes, I am doing that, family. I am doing that. I spoke on it. Go to my channel. I spoke on it many times. Many times.
What?
And also my Patreon channel, family.
Yeah, I just put that on the screen. They said,
okay.
Perfect time.
Bro Yosef on Patreon. And you just type in Bro Yosef on Patreon, I'll pop right up.
Okay. Could you show that book? They asking about what books you showed. You showed a couple of books. Could you show those real quick again?
I showed this one.
The E Square. Yeah, the E Square. Pam
Very powerful. This is a good one for runes. Don't sleep on this book. It's going, if you looking to learn runes on a basic level. When I used to do readings, I did my readings not with tarot cards, but with runes. So when you're dealing with the runes, they actually give you they go by step and give you the actual pictures of them. You know what I'm saying? So the runes one, the second one I showed, and biogeometry, biogeometry signatures. You know what I'm saying? I talk a lot about energy signatures and stuff like that. Like when I be catching the trolls come on my channel. I say, yeah, I can sniff out y'all energy signature. I'm gonna get you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?